Hey guys, so I've made a couple of videos about some guitar wireless systems, kind of the plug and play ones, and they seem to be some of the most popular ones on my channel. So I decided to do a video of the more higher end guitar wireless systems, and this one right here is actually probably my favorite one that I've used. This is the Sennheiser EW series, very common series. So just some information really quick that you can find just by a quick Google search. So it's made out of sturdy metal housing. You can have 1,680 frequencies within a 42 megahertz bandwidth, which is pretty crazy. There's a lot of options to choose from. You can't run 1,600 of these at once without running into problems, but there's a lot of different frequencies you can choose from this. You have the ability to scan, you have the ability to sync the two, the transmitter and the receiver. It runs off of AA batteries, and the transmission range is up to 330 feet, and it survives up to 8 hours of battery time, which is pretty awesome. The thing that's really cool about this one is how portable it is, because one of them's you have a transmitter and a receiver, and they're the same thing. They both run off of AA batteries. So they're pretty portable. They can go wherever. So I can put them on my board when I play with an electric set. If I'm gigging with my Helix, I can put it on there. If I gig with my HX Stomp, I can gig with this. If I do an acoustic show, I can do this. If I am doing a fill-in gig and they have an amp for me, I can use it for that. It's really fantastic. The thing that's also really cool about this is that depending on the cables that you use, you can actually use it to send to a PA speaker. Or you can actually use it. I do quite a bit of weddings, and if we need to mic up somebody, you can attach a lavalier mic to it. So it's just a great multi-purpose wireless system for anything that accepts a 1/4 inch input, so guitar, bass, violin, stuff like that. I've even used it on my SPDSX before for drums. It's also good to send to PA speakers if you don't want to run a bunch of cables, especially for like weddings and higher end events and stuff like that, or just in tricky situations, which I'll go over in a little bit. And it's also good to use as a lav mic for doing interviews or ceremonies and stuff like that. If you don't need it to be portable, you can always get the receiver to be just the standard Sennheiser receiver, and you can Velcro it to your board or whatever if you're never ever going to move it. I just play with multiple configurations, so it's really nice to have just the portability of it and never needing to find power, which is great. Okay, so there's two versions of it. This is the 100 series. This is the 500 series. There's a couple more features that it has. This one has a wider frequency range and a couple more features, but for the most part, what you need is this one. So is the 100 series. These are going to run you about $600, so it is going to be a bit of an investment. The 500 series will run you about $900, just so you know. But it's far more reliable. I've never ever had this one cut out, and I don't think I really ever will because of some of the things that it has. So first of all, what's really cool about this, so I'm going to turn the receiver on really quick. So up here, see how there's no bars coming in? As soon as I turn on the transmitter, which it's on now, you're going to see the RF signal turn all the way up. That means that it's getting a signal from this one. It's all the way up. That means it's a nice strong signal. The thing that I like about this system, let me turn the transmitter off again. If you see the RF signal blinking a little bit, when you turn your receiver on and your transmitter is off, that means that that channel is taken. It's already getting some sort of signal from somewhere else. So you know to scan. And scanning is really easy on this. You just go set, easy setup, scan new list. And what that's going to do, it's going to scan the environment for the cleanest channel. It's going to take a little bit. So what's going to do, it's going to say, okay, we found 12 free channels in bank 14. We found 4 free channels in bank 13, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go to 14 and then 1. 14, 1. And you can see what channel that's set on here. You can also scroll up to see that it's on 14, 1. So then on here, on my transmitter, I'm going to turn that on. And all you do is you go to set, frequency preset, 14, 1. Super easy. Everything's connected and you're ready to go. But being able to see when you turn on your receiver to see, hey, am I on a clean channel or do I need to scan? That's super valuable for these. So the plug and play wireless that I've done videos on they're great systems, especially for how convenient they are. But you don't get to see, oh, are the channels clean? You just kind of have to just hope for the best. And usually it does a pretty good job with those. The other thing about these systems is that they transmit on either 2.4 or 5.8, which is the systems of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and stuff like that. 5.8 is far more reliable, just FYI. I went over that in my other video. These transmit between, and depends on the band that you get, 470 and about 600. Anything above 600-ish has been bought by the FCC because they keep taking away frequencies from us. So you're not technically supposed to use them. But these are far more reliable and way less likely to get dropouts. They also have a battery indicator. Let's see if you can see that. So you see 2 bars. I use rechargeables, but when it's on 2 bars, I've had it survive for 5 hours at least. I mean, I've done 5-hour sets and it never died. So I do recommend getting rechargeable batteries in order to use these, just because it'll save your wallet. But again, it's worth it for the portability for me. You do also have a mute switch on the top, which is nice if you need to change instruments or whatever. On the transmitter, you can actually set your sensitivity, which is really nice. When I'm trying to use it for guitar, I actually have it usually set a little bit lower. And then when I need it for a PA system, that really depends. But when I have it for someone to have a lavalier mic clipped onto them, I usually have it a little bit higher. Just FYI, if you plan to use this as a guitar player, which I'm assuming most of you will, you do need to get the special cable that comes with it. So you do need, for the receiver, or excuse me, for the transmitter, you do have to get the one that screws in like this. So it plugs in on the top, and then you just have to twist it, which is actually really nice because then it doesn't unplug accidentally. If you use just a regular cable on your receiver unit, you can use just a regular 1/8" cable to a 1/4". That's not a problem. However, if you try to do that on the receiver one, you have to use these special Sennheiser ones. Otherwise, when you change the volume on your guitar, you get this horrible sound like your input jack needs to be resoldered. So you always have to use that. It has a clip to go on your belt or on your guitar strap, which is usually how I use it. And that's basically it. So again, you do have to get, for the transmitter, you do have to get any cable. So this is an XLR one. You have to get it that has the screw on here. This is one with a lavalier mic. So again, you have to have the one that has the screw-on cable. Make sense? But I've used these for guitar mostly, but also at gigs like for weddings, if I have to put a speaker in kind of a weird spot and people are going to be walking over the cables, if I have to run a cable to it, it just helps prevent to have a trip hazard. I'll actually use these. I'll transmit across the room and not have to run a cable. There's also one place that I play with one of my bands, and we usually put the speaker like over the door. And so normally we'd have to run a cable all the way over the top of the door or underneath the mat. But I mean, it just takes one person to be drunk and fall over it, to trip over the cable, knock stuff over. So this has been a godsend for those types of gigs. So I hope this helped you guys out. Again, this is my favorite wireless that I use almost all the time. To me, it's almost just as portable as these. It's just more reliable because it's in the better frequency range. Again, those other ones are good, especially with the built-in battery and everything. But if you're looking for a higher end guitar wireless system, or bass or violin or speakers, or just a multi-use wireless, this is definitely the one that I recommend. So links are in the description down below if you're interested in purchasing it. They are Amazon affiliate links, so it does support my channel. It doesn't cost you anything more if you do decide to get the system using that link. I'd appreciate it. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what wireless system you've been using. What have you been happy with it? Are you not happy with it? Like I said, I've used a lot of different wireless systems, and this one tends to be my favorite. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Links are in the description down below. Hope this helped you guys out. Check out my other wireless videos if you're interested in those, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.